preservation and then followed by this, I would, for a middle class or a lower class person, I would straight away say, go in for surgery. Because surgery gives you 80% of the treatment. See, very little is left, provided that surgery is done properly. I have written here, wide en masse removal. This is what I must explain more properly. Wide en masse removal and complete restructuring. No wounds left, nothing, everything reconstructed, so that in 10 days' time he has to go home. And what is wide in bad picture? My drawing is not very good, but this is the clavicle here, collarbone, this is the breast, see, this is the nipple, and there is a small tumor here, palpable tumor. Now this has caused some few lymph nodes, 1, 2, it doesn't matter. Now remember what I said in the beginning about how it grows. It grows by continuity and contiguity, right? Therefore, when the tumor is seen only here, this much, the cells must have grown this way, the cells must have grown this way, the cells must have grown this way, and the cells must have gone deeper inside. So what we see is only what is palpable. But beyond that, it must have spread to this side, this side, this side, this side, and even inside, and even onto the skin. Therefore, when I remove, I must go much wider. I must go so far out. I must go so far out. Then, it is not enough that I remove the breast and I remove the glands. You understand? It's not enough, because those lymphatics that I said, from here, they are going like this into the nodes. So if I remove this and remove that, those lymphatics might be having some cells left. If I remove these glands, not enough, because from these glands, they must have gone, I have not made the lines not very poor, but they must have gone further down, up. So I must remove a little fat and little non-palpable nodes right up. Are you following what I am saying? So I have to go far away from this side. I have to go not down. There is a fascia, there is some coating on the muscle. But I must remove that coat. Then I must take everything. Then I must go into the axilla. Whatever the nodes, I don't even look at them. I go right around it, go right up. Axilla that is so deep that we can feel here. So we go in and from there take out everything. Throughout the operation, my knife does not touch a single cancer cell. This is the crux of the surgery. Actually, when I have cut, I have trapped the whole thing inside. My knife has not cut. My knife has cut everything that is normal. The skin here, the fat there, the fascia down, when I removed the nodes and then gone deep. So, my knife is going into the normal tissue all around and taken out everything in one bulk. Then it's a radical operation. This is what is called as radical operation. Radical breast operation, mastectomy, radical neck dissection. Everything en masse, nothing is kept, and the knife doesn't touch anywhere. That is the type of surgery. Now, how do I know that I have done proper job? The only way is the report. Again, I wanted to warn, you see, few people, but doesn't matter. I wanted to warn that if you get a report, suppose the tumor is breast cancer, or here we have removed, and they say it's cancer of the lip, fine. When everything is removed, what's the report you get? It's cancer of the lip or cancer of the breast. Worst report ever. I already knew it was cancer. Breast, let us stick to breast. We already knew that it was a breast cancer. So when everything is removed, to say that it is a breast cancer is ridiculous. So what report I want? Whether I have cleared everything. You understand? Therefore, the good histopathology report, where is it? The good histopathology report will take a piece from here. They'll take a piece from here. They'll take a piece, and this they will take, of course, but they'll take a piece from this apex. They'll take a piece from deep. They will examine all those from all corners, and then they will report that no cancer is seen in this. All surrounding tissue is clear. That means that's a good report. Even if there are cells, I know that my cancer surgery is not adequate. So the report must tell how is the clearance, not again telling just the cancer breast. So if that is so, then as I told you, the surgery is the best treatment. 80% of if the patient is very poor, I would be very meticulous about surgery because he has no chance to take any more treatment. And 60-70% of the patients can be cured. The next line of treatment is chemotherapy. Chemotherapy, that means anti-cancer drugs. Why? Because even though I have removed this, for instance in that breast case, you see, for instance in this breast case, even though we have cleared everything here, microscopically, some cells might have gone to the neck. Some cells might have gone to the liver. We can't detect them, see, at this stage. But any small number of cells which may be left behind, if post-operatively anti-cancer drugs are given, then it is very effective. The cure rates have gone up by about 20%. That means if 60-70% patients live after operation followed by anti-cancer drugs, the cure rate is 80-90%. So it is worth it. Again, unfortunately, unnecessarily, very costly newest drugs are given, which is not necessary. The previous drugs, which were relatively not so costly, are equally effective. See, there are drugs like, so those drugs are equally effective, and chemotherapy. No, chemotherapy is always given as multi-drugs. You are interested now? Multi-drugs, because, when a cell grows, when a particular cell divides into two, cancer drug, or any cell, when the cell divides, there is a phase. O is a phase where the cell is static. Means it has grown, it has become one, and nothing is happening. After that, it starts growing. So, it starts splitting. So, there is some changes in the nucleus. Nucleus starts dividing, breaking. So, those stages are called as S1 and S2. So, those two stages, I am not going into the details, but the stage of fraction, those nucleus into two. So, that is happening. After that, they are maturing. After that, the whole cell has split. When it is split, then it starts growing. That is G. When it has become small, no? This cell divided into two, it has become small. It has to grow into normal size. So the cell grows. So that is called a G. So there is a phase of O, S1, S2, G, and so on. Now, every cancer drug does not act at every time. Some cancer drugs will act here in S2. But if the cells have grown and are static, those cells will not be affected. Then some other drug will act at G while the cell is growing, but they will not act when it is splitting. So therefore, these drugs are combined in such a way that at every phase, one of the drug will act. We don't know which cell is at what phase. So every phase, that cell must be killed. The other very important principle even for you to know is that if the number of cells are less, very few, the cancer chemotherapy is very effective. If the number of cells are too many, then it is not effective. See? So if there is a big tumor, and when people say, let us give chemotherapy, it is useless. It will not act, because you require such a large dose that it will kill the body. We have to kill the cells, but we don't have to kill the body. In our body, there is one type of cell which is all the time growing. Good, bone marrow. Our red cells, white cells, platelets are forming every day. So those are cells which are all the time dividing.